So today we will talk about interface in Java, and we'll see some examples also. And this is the concepts related to abstraction. Okay. So in object-oriented programming, if you have uh, if you have done something on the abstraction, right? Last time we saw abstract classes, right? In one of our previous session. Now we will talk about interface. What is interface? Let's understand through this blog here or a chapter here. The interface in Java is a mechanism to achieve abstraction. It's written here, right? And there can be only abstract method in Java interface, not the method body. So whatever method you will create in a interface, okay, we'll not say it class, we'll say interface. So when you create any method in interface, there will be no method body, okay, and the class which will implement this interface, they have to define, the body part. So we'll see that. And there are some more things about interface is Java interface also represent is a relationship. It cannot be instantiated just like the abstract class. Since Java 8, we can have default and static method in interface. Since Java 9, we can have private method in interface. Earlier, it was not possible. Why to use Java interface? That may be one interview question. Why you should use it, right? So the basic answer is to achieve abstraction, okay? And to achieve multiple inheritance, right? If you want to implement multiple inheritance, interface is helpful on achieving it. It's like this. So let's implement this. How to declare the interface? This is one example that you can say interface and the name of the interface, and it has its own block. It has its own block. Simple one, same as class. Same as class. Fine. Same we have seen in class. Fine. But let's see some simple example, right? So here, just for the difference, it's like class extends the class. Class can implement the interface, and interface can extend another interface. It's like this. Okay. Now we want to see the example. This is a bit complex one. Let's see simple example. So here, if you see, you can declare one interface, let's say animal. Let's do the same thing. So animal is the interface name, right? So I'm copying this, going back here, and here I'll create, right click. Okay, we already have something like animal. So we'll give some other name. Let's say any animal. Okay, so I'll give here new interface, and I give the name any animal. Okay, and that's it. Say finish. So this is giving you the basic structure of the interface, how it will look like. And it's same as class, right? Here, if you see, it's mentioning that you are under this package, public interface. So interface is the keyword to create one interface, same as class, right? We write class to create a class, correct? In the same way, interface to create the interface. Okay. Now, in the interface, as we discussed that there will be method, correct? So let's take this two method. But if you observe here, there is no implementation part. It is just public void eat. And then the next one is public void travel. It's like this. But the question is, if there is nothing here, who will decide, the eat and travel part? So the answer is the classes which will implement, or any class which will implement any animal, right? They will define eat and travel on their own, right? We'll see that example in 1 minute. Okay. Now we will implement that. So for example, there will be, let's say, mammal. Some mammal is also one kind of animal, correct? So here we can create a class. We can create one class. Let's create it. And we will say class. And that's it. Mammal. I'll give the name mammal. Fine. And that's it. Let's finish it. And it will have main function also. Let's assume. Now, when I'm creating this, let's take one example that I will implement. So to get the interface, right? To implement the interface, the exact syntax is also implements and the name. So the interface name is any animal, right? But the moment I'm doing this, it is showing me error. It's showing me error. And if I hover over it, it's saying that the type mammal must implement the inherited abstract method any mammal dot eat. Okay. And it will show you for the other travel also, right? As of now, it's showing us eat, but it will show you other things also. So, and it will provide you two quick fixes available. It's saying that either you do it on your own or you can select this one, first one, right? So it will automatically, create, do two functions for you, right? Two functions for you, eat and travel. Now you have to provide the implementation part here. Okay, so what we are learning here, the thing is, any class which will implement the interface, they have to define the functions which is present here, right? It's like this. Now here, you have to write how this mammal will eat. How this mammal will travel. It's like this. Okay. Going back to that example, if you see here, same thing, right? Public void eat, public void travel. And it has its own, it can have its own function also. It's not like that it will have only the abstract method. So these are called abstract method. Let's understand. All the methods which are there inside the interface are called abstract method. Okay. By default, you don't have to write public abstract, something like that. It is automatically one abstract method. Fine. So here you can implement, like, as of now, we are writing simple thing like mammal eat. Here we'll say travel, something like this. And it can have its own function also. So for example, let's say public void we are writing, and any function, number of legs it's saying, right? So mammal, you can return how many legs are there, right? It's like this. So, or you can say anything like number of eyes, something like that. Whatever you want to create for a mammal, it's like this. So you can say distance traveled. daily, daily, any random function I am creating. Okay. So let's assume it is returning some value, right? So I'll say return, let's assume we'll make it integer and I'm returning 12 kilometers, something like this, 12 meters. Don't worry about it, what we are doing. It's like a function which will give you, the value of one integer, which will say how much distance it has traveled, something like that. Okay, fine. But in the main function, what you can do? You can do it like this. You can create. Let's do some experiment now. Let's do some. So, can I create object of an instance? Is it possible? So, can I write any animal? Can I write any animal? am1 is equals to new any animal. Is it possible if I do that? No, it's not possible. Let me delete this. It is suggesting something on its own. I'll delete that part. Okay, it was basically this semicolon. So now I'm doing this and it is showing me cannot instantiate the type any animal. It's saying that you can't do this. You cannot instantiate one interface. It's not possible, right? But can I write here any animal am1 is equals to new mammal? Here, if I do this, it's possible. Okay, so you can create the object of class, right? But you can give the reference of interface. It's fine. That's possible. Now you can call all the functions. You can call all the functions. So I'll say am1 dot eat. Let's say I'm calling this and let's run this. Let's run this program. So it's saying mammal eat. Okay, let me put it here. Hold on. And let's put mammal also somewhere here. Hold on. So that we will see all the things, what is happening. Here I'll put. Okay. So let's understand. At the left-hand side, you have just one interface, any animal name. And these are your abstract method. And then you are creating mammal class, which implements any animal. Now you're saying that any animal, am1 is equals to new mammal. So you can create the references of interface and you can call all the functions which you have in this class, right? So it's kind of dynamic binding of the reference with their methods. Okay, you can call out. Can I call am1 dot distance traveled? No, it's not showing me. Why? So the functions which you have here, this distance traveled daily, I'm not able to call this through this interface. Let me do it. So I want to say am1 dot distance traveled daily. I'm not able to call this. Why? Because this interface do not know what are your own functions. They don't know if you have some functions which is like distance traveled and all. You will not be able to call this. Okay. Going back to that code, if you see here, we are saying mammal int is equals to new mammal int, something like that, eat travel. So this is different thing. Here, basically, you're creating object of your own class. So if, let me delete, comment out this line or put it here. So let's create another object. Now, if I create the object of this, I'll say mammal mm1 is equals to new mammal. So you are creating object on your own, right? Your own class. Then it's fine. Then you can say, let me do it. So I'll say mm1 dot this. Now the error has gone. You can call other functions also. So mm1 dot, what was that? Travel, right? So you can call travel also. You can call eat also. That is different thing. You're calling your own thing. You're calling your own thing, right? That's the difference. You cannot do, you cannot like have a reference of your interface and calling the functions which is there in your, you know, class, which is extending that interface. Okay. So if you want to call distance travel daily, then you have to call it through your own object. Okay. Well, let's print this system.out.println. This. That's it. So this time, if I run this, it will show me that mammal travel and what else? Yeah, all the things. Mammal eat, 12 is the distance, and then travel function we called, right? So this is how it works. Now you may be thinking what we are doing, how we are achieving the abstraction here, how we are achieving it. So let's understand how we are achieving it. The mammal, right, has to, first thing is, has to implement all the functions which are present here, right? Now, when you are calling a function, right? So basically, all the abstract method, right? You don't have to worry about how it works and all, right? So this class which you have made will be extended by another class. Let's say there is another uh, class which will extend mammal, right? So they don't have to worry about, or they don't have to create eat and travel, right? So that will be abstracted. They don't have to think about it, right? Whatever you have defined here will be used there as it is. Okay. Now, coming back to this, that's fine. We achieved it. Another example. There is one more example. This looks good. We'll do this thing. We'll do this thing. And we'll try to understand what theoretical thing it is saying. Okay. We'll try this thing. So you can extend one another interface. It's like this. Okay.